Good morning, guys, and happy Saturday, all of your sunshiny faces. We are leaving for the volleyball tournament right now. It's actually 8:30. It starts at 8 o'clock. Luckily, they play like 3 games or whatever, so even if we miss a little bit of the first one, well, it's at least 6 sets in the morning, so if we get to like 4 or 5 of them, that's at least the majority, right? So yeah, anyways, though, guys, we're headed out, and I will share with you guys volleyball footage from today when Matthew's in. Hopefully he serves some, like he did the last game, because I like her more when he serves, and then also too, just like when he hit and stuff like that. So I'll share that with you guys for today.
Tommy. I want to see him jump up, hang on the rim, coming in hard, come down.
Well, guys, we are back from the volleyball game, and I took like 2 naps today because I'm so tired. I got like a handful of hours of sleep last night, so I am like exhausted. And then on top of that too, because I was so nervous from the volleyball game today, I only had like half of my coffee, which I ended up having at the volleyball game, but I drank it like throughout the entire morning. So I kept, I was like still drinking it at like 2 o'clock, like when it was over, but I still hadn't finished it, so I'm just saving my coffee for tomorrow, and I'm going to ice it, which I do if I ever have leftover coffee like that. I don't finish that day. Because I'll normally just make like myself one cup. Sometimes though I'll use the big travel size. And like tomorrow I'll just add a handful of ice cubes to it and it'll be nice iced coffee. And it'll fit really comfortably in the thing. But the thing is, guys, I have no clue what ended up happening. I asked my mom if she would, I hit on the Keurig this morning, I hit 10 ounces. And then I asked my mom, she was like, oh, are you done using the Keurig? And I was like, no, can you do it for another, I think it was 6 or 8 ounces I asked her for, or something like that, which is normally like the size I use for my travel mug. Well, I guess it got like unplugged or something like that because we've been having a problem with the extension cord from our Keurig. And so it must have gotten unplugged or something. So I plugged it back in and turned it back on and then hit to run for another like 8 ounces. Well, I guess when she hit the 8 ounces, since it didn't go through because it was unplugged, then it went through twice. So I ended up with extra coffee today and there was no way I was finishing it. So I only ended up having like half of that much. Well, anyways, so guys, yeah, I'm super tired and I'm going to take a shower and head to bed. But volleyball game wise, out of 10 teams that ended up, were at the tournament, we ended up placing 4th. Honestly, we played for what could have been 3rd place, which would have been awesome. But what really stunk was that our kids, well, one of them ended up having to leave. I think he had like a church thing or something like that. Matthew said that he had to go to. And then he ended up, they just looked like they wanted to be done with the day. So how they ended up playing was they played 3 sets first, or 3 games first. We missed the first one. We got there at the second one. I think I might have recorded. Actually, I don't know if I recorded the first one we were there for. Then I recorded, I think, the second one, part of that. Then they were off for an hour, like for one game. Then they played again, and they played the team that was hosting it, and they ended up, it was a crazy game. I think that actually might have been the last footage that I got. I didn't record that much, honestly, though, today, guys, but they ended up beating the team. They lost the first set. They won the second one by, like, it was like 30-32 or something like that, honestly. There was no cap on it. And then the next set, they ended up beating them, like, it's 1st to 15. You have to win within 2 points, and there's no cap either, so you could keep going like up to 30 or something. But they ended up winning, I think, 15 to like 8 or something like that. Like, they ended up doing a lot better in the second or the third set. And they, like I said, they played really well. Actually, I don't know. Maybe it was a little bit closer in that third set. I think. Maybe they were only like, it was only a 3-point difference or 4-point difference or some. Actually, it might have been 20 or 15, like 13 or something like that, now that I'm thinking about it. I know they had like a good lead at one point, and then they kind of, the other team started creeping back a little bit, but they did really well. That was like probably their best game that they've played, like, honestly, probably so far all season, I'd say. It was super competitive, and normally after we come off of a break, I've told you guys we don't do very well, and so I feel like they exhausted a lot of their energy, and like I said too, the one kid then after lunch ended up having to leave, so then they had over half an hour for lunch. And they ended up sitting, but because they had a break right before the other game, they ended up actually eating then. And then they ended up just like kind of just relaxed, I guess. Some of them kind of ate and snacked and stuff like that, but for the most part, they kind of just stayed in the gym. And then they played to see who would win. The way the bracket worked out, they ended up losing to one team, and then they won all of their other sets, with the exception of, yeah, I guess that would have been, they ended up, out of the 4 games that they played prior, they only lost one of them. So technically they were ranked second in their bracket, and it was 2 brackets of 5 teams. So they ended up then playing the second place team of the other bracket to see who would win. And we've played this team before in the past, in past tournaments. I think they're inter-conference maybe, and I know we've played them before, like I said, maybe at tournaments and stuff like that, and they haven't really been that good, and they weren't, but our kids, like I said, they just looked exhausted. And I mean, the other team played too, but, you know, played 4 games also. It was just, they were really sluggish. There was like no communication, they weren't moving their feet that much and stuff. So I think they were just honestly, like I said, the game before that was like the best game. And then after that, the one that would be placing them in third place, they didn't really play that well for. And like I said, too, they were missing one of the kids that ended up having to leave early. So they placed fourth, but technically, I guess they placed fourth. Overall, though, I think sets-wise, they might have actually been in second or third place, possibly, if you were counting sets. But again, the way this tournament was set up, we ended up technically with fourth place. But again, because I know we only ended up losing, like I said, we only ended up losing 3 sets, I think, in total. So we could have actually ended up with third place, I guess, if we would have beat the other team, like, sets-wise. But head-to-head, they ended up beating us anyway. So, yeah. But like I said, they did really well. And out of a 10-team tournament, I thought fourth place is above average, so it wasn't too bad. But we only have 1 tournament left so far, and the weird thing is they've only played 4 games so far this season, but they've already done 2 tournaments, and they're only doing 3 this year, so it's kind of weird. But yeah, they'll have tournaments, or they'll have more games. They have one Tuesday, Thursday this week, and then Tuesday, Thursday of the following week, and then they'll have them Tuesday, Thursday, continuing on until they'll have one final tournament in May, and then they have their playoffs, I think, at the end of May. So anyway, so we ended up getting back from the volleyball game, and then we watched the Cubs game, and I took a little nap during the Cubs game. I fell asleep on the couch, and then we ended up, I don't even remember. I think I made my list to go to Walmart tomorrow. And I was actually happy I did that early. Then we ended up watching the Hawks and the Bulls game, and I ended up falling asleep during part of the Hawks game. And then we watched the Thor movie tonight, which I stayed up and watched that. And now it is a little bit later, and I'm going to take a shower and head to bed because I still got to get to the grocery stores tomorrow and everything like that. And I, like I said, only got a handful of hours of sleep last night, so I am super tired right now. And I am running on backup batteries because I can't even process half of this stuff that's going on around me right now. But I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.